IMF mu akyerese Ghana mampanyi ede nsem yi atudwawo Ghana meet Zambia emra omu edi nkomo Zambia na Ghana mampanyi akyere mu se sene nhyehyeye si kɔ Ghana ha ayede sene niam boasi aba from sene inflation ebire bi atwam wona inflation at 24 say they are drop here from 23.4 at the about 3.8 na kyerɛ sɛ ɔhamu nkyɛmu aduonu miɛnsa kyerɛ pɔm kono ɛna yatia ba ɔhamu nkyɛmu miɛnsa pɛtre ya na kyerɛ pɔ ɛyɛ enwɔtwe wɔ se sane niam esi kɔ from sane Ghana fo si din hyehyɛ Ghana man panyi ade atudwa sɛ ye disuo agriculture wahu ye disike ewuram infrastructure ne ye disike ewuram ne ye bie nwuma ɔsehye sɛ sane niam we nyina ɛso aba enchekura Ghana yebeyi ye ho free IMF mu ama Ghana fo yade ye ho afri abadwuma efo ye befa bebre sanso so ena nkofo mu so pa adwuma ye disika be hihye mama wo mu nyina enya adwuma ye ewo me no basa IMF de echese Ghana beyi ne ho afri mu a asumdwe kwan so kura na yebeyi ye ho afri mu nya basa yenkwai na yentie Ghana mampanyi John Dramani Mahama.
Through decisive reforms, fiscal discipline and bold policy choices, Ghana has stabilized its economy and restored confidence. Inflation has declined markedly, international reserves have improved, and our credit ratings have been upgraded, signaling renewed global confidence in Ghana's economic management. The Ghana CD, our currency, has stabilized and investor sentiments have rebounded, as reflected in rising foreign direct investment inflows. We're on track to successfully conclude our IMF program by April 2026, demonstrating our firm commitment to fiscal sustainability, structural reform, and long-term economic transformation. These gains provide a solid foundation for Ghana's development agenda.
Ghana mampanyi amaranso a owieye eno osadi tudwa sesese nhihye egu na kwamu akyerese ye ntade ayeye ne ha temamufo ntade bi tise kente se wohu fugu batakari de ye local made jese ye ne Ghana ha no nhihye egu akwan so akyerese eno na Ghana fo ye ba ba hihye na yaboa ama local made niema akoso eno ntina ono Ghana mampanyi woko Zambia kura na se wono amudi nkoma obehwe na fugu ene hye no se we nyina beboa ama Ghana for ne amafufro so ato Ghana eniema yentie Ghana mampanyin.
I'm going to put it in my office and label it as a gift from President Chelema. And then I gave him a fugu. So what I wore, I gave him one of that. And so he said he's going to order some more and then distribute it to his Zambian countrymen. But one of promote the local garments industry. And so all my clothes are made in Ghana. They are sewn by Ghanaian designers. Yeah, so all these safari suits and things I wear are sewn by local designers. And that's what I wear every day, you know, to work, to official functions. And the thing is, I told President Chelema I can understand that you wear suits because your part of the continent is colder. Our part is warmer than yours. And so we need to adapt to clothes that make us comfortable in the warmer weather.
Ghana mampanyi Excellency John Dramani Mahama na echire mu oso opese oboa na ntade ne niam aye na mamu ha na ekoso no ntina ono CEO mo ntade ne bullet mo ntade na omo pempam no Ghana mamu ha ya no eno ebi na wo hyeda bia se ne baya temamufo ene amahodo so fo nyina be hu se yes Ghana ye wade oyi.
Sikka Kase3 so ana ye komrahye bedwafie eho ena donkuma no asaman Ghana fotosanfo Dr. Kase atofo sen se womra fie ho no mayi nsem bia no wo so wonte ase se wokoye mamu ba bia obi esu kire se aduane bo aye den na so aye chia pia NDC ne na ban anno se inflation equal single digit and so a man nipa bottom nipa ni sika gu won bottom omanfo aduane bo aduane kakra wo se ye todie no ukogya so aduane bo aye de bo ade amankani emo unya sika po na ade to yesansa ne bo aye den na so no eda won ano se inflation equal single digit enti no enema bo equal from na so ko dwa so de wo hu ne sa enti sa enti omuma ye hu no de enti enema bo ayeden oman no anaso oman panin na ban ne ka se wo ye reset agenda na reset agenda ne de enka aduane ho ana enti de be enti na ama aduane bo ayeden nipa wo de sa asem etu dwa minority chief whip onimonyafo Frank Anodompre yenko ne yenko tie no.
Before the budget, the minister was all over Godoshi. Wokola talking to the women. Prices of tomatoes, yam, cocoyam, cassava is all over, gone to the roof. Are you proud of the price of cocoyam now? I want to plead with the leader of the house. It will not be out of place if you program our friend. It is not for nothing that the Minister of Finance is one of our own. He should come. We are the people's representative. We are the only people who can talk about this. And you have come on the back of promising to reset our country. We are only reminding you your own messages. Reset agenda. Cost of living is supposed to come down. Sikka, the last time I went to a competition, the market women are complaining. Teachers are complaining. Doctors are complaining. Farmers are complaining. Hotel farmers are complaining. Footballers are complaining.
Any equity minority chief whip onimonyam for Frank Anodompro no aso na yensan wema duagiri mo ahebedwani
yeto kasiabane so na yamfe ani nchiremu ewo Ghana Cocoa Board asiayo Chief Executive Officer ono ene da Ghana Cocoa Board ano Dr. Randy Abe ene de abetu jase se omu de Ghana cocoa no ko adwaman so akire se omu to cocoa no hu se cocoa we efri Ghana no omu atwi omani okire mu Ghana cocoa no ne bo eden papa pesan se omu to cocoa no aboden edi free akuafo no ho na se omu ko adwaman no so na se omu de sa abo no to cocoa no so a na omu to cocoa na twa omani Afrigana de ho na omude omani a kire ba bi ti se Cote d'Ivoire ba bi ti se South Africa ne ama ho do a omude akoko ne sanse omude ne de ebo no e wo fom na mmom sa wo de Ghana koko no e compare amanfoforo su koko a enka Ghana koko no ye koko a kire sa aba no ahoden wom niam e wom no e kire se enye bi e na wo amanfoforo na so e sign ni buori nti ne se wo mo to koko ni beduro no mu se wei boto we e Ghana boto a no mo twi wo mani o se afia mu o maton koko 530,000 metric tons ewa afia mumpo nanso sesi ya okase ya obe 50,000 metric tons a ewa se nkenya atofo no moto nanso esan koko ne bua aya den ewa Ghana ha esan koko bua Ghana de no nko ne bua na aya den ti no omo hwe atofo akura wo mu nyankam ya se no mpo kura nti na sese yi omo nya sika omo de betua eye koko akuafo ka Randy Abe akire mu se enkebe yanka koko bua na ewa Ghana ha ne nke ya hwe hu na nke ya nya nhihye bi na nka koko bua no mra fom kakra na koko ni bua no aye den ama sese Ghana koko no omo de ko adwaman so atofo ni kiremu a Ghana koko no ne bua de nti basa na omo empe Ghana koko no mu twa omo ni ahwe ba bi fufuro koko yesa na koko e wase yeton na afimu ni nyina no na esoate yesa na emwa ema Ghana entumpon yenkoi na yenkotie Mr. Randy Abe.
We are able to service most of the rollovers, if not all. And so we have been preparing for a new funding model for 26-27. Unfortunately, the prices have come crashing. And so what is happening is that our cocoa at the current price is too expensive for the buyers. And it is the buyers who are financing the crop under this model. So you are selling your crop at $6,400 to them. And the crop is currently being traded for $4,000 or below $4,000. So why would they buy your crop? Because we pay the farmer $5,040. That's the farmer share, $5,040. And if you check, and I'm sure all of you do that on a daily basis, the crop is currently at $4,000. So how do you buy a crop? How do you, as a buyer, buy a crop at, let's say, $6,000 when the crop is actually trading at $4,000 or below? So the situation we have is that you have the buyers now moving to other markets where the prices are competitive. And that is why you would hear issues of we have beans they are not buying, or we give them the beans and we have not been paid, because now the LBCs who have even taken some of the beans do not have off-takers, because the LBCs, when they take the beans has to be taken up by buyers who are financing the crop. Now these buyers now consider your bean too expensive at this point. Just to emphasize that as I speak to you, we have sold over 530,000 of the crop. we have another under 50,000 that we are yet to find buyers for. And that is when the buyers started shifting. So there's a high possibility that for many of the farmers who complain that they have not been paid for their beans, the beans could be in this category. And then for those who also complain that their beans are not being bought, it is also because the buyers now find our beans as too expensive, and therefore they have shifted to other markets where they can get the beans far cheaper, because these are business decisions.
Mr. Randy Abe penyi kwanchirefo a ono eneda cocoa board ano no chirem se Ghana cocoa na mo de kwaja man so ane bo na ye nkofo den enti ema atofo no ento Ghana cocoa no kra se ne yasen ko moto no wa mana so a okoso a chirem se na nsan watete se akuafo no ye fe sika ma ye otua ye ko se oh enhihye ye gu na kwama it is in the pipeline politician brofo it is in the pipeline enche kra akuafo ensa ebeka musika ye nko eni entie Mr. Randy Abe.
To find a solution to this issue as quickly as possible. The truth of the matter is that we have some liquidity challenges, and as you may be aware, contrary to what some people might make you believe, the crop is financed by buyers. That has been the case from the 24-25 season when we crashed out of the syndicated loan scheme. Under the syndicated loan, which went on for about 32 years, Cocoa Board will sign contracts for the supply of raw beans and then use these contracts as collateral to take the syndicated loans from banks, foreign banks. And then when this loan hits Cocoa Board's accounts, then Cocoa Board will also, out of these funds, give out seed money to the licensed buying companies to buy the cocoa from the farmers on behalf of Cocoa Board. However, Cocoa Board started having some serious financial challenges in 2022 when Cocoa Board was unable to service both the interest and principal of the cocoa bills, and therefore asked for a restructuring of the bills. So there was no wonder that in 23-24 for that season, Cocoa Board struggled in getting the syndicated loan. For the first time, for those of you who followed the Licobac press conference yesterday, you heard them speak about how the first amount of money they received was on the 26th of January in 2024, when the season opened in September of 2023. So that told you that the financial community had become aware of what Cocoa Board's situation was, and there was some reluctance in financing the crop. At the end of the day, Cocoa Board even had to rely on the Ministry of Finance for $70 million wage financing to be able to purchase the crop in that same year, and that is a loan that we expected to pay. So no wonder that was also the season that Cocoa Board could not supply 333,767 tons of the crop that it assigned contracts to supply, and had sold the crop at 2,600. And I'm giving you just this background to put things in context, so that when today some people who were part of this process or superintended this process and believe that we are short memories and therefore can come and capitalize on an unfortunate situation, we should be able to let them know that they are the reason for why we are where we are.
Ene itkati penyi kwanchefo ono eneda Cocoa Board ano Mr. Randy Abe.
Ya tuwa kase so anamedemo ko GRA asuyeye. Commissioner General Oda Ghana Revenue Authority GRA Orua Anthony Akwesi-Sapon ena say Ghana for sorry a omuntuatu Ghana for dodo na etuatu na ye de titu nseniani a ohemu nchemu aduana me che 40% pe ena etua eto won aka nyina ye wadwumagu won botom a won tuatu enti ohemu nchemu aduosia 60% de eto no won tua bi wonya won adwen se wo tua bi won tuatu ni bi eto na so na ye de na ye de ye empuntunwuma ye de bi esisi ede bi sisi suku adan ayaresabia ede bi ye akwan ahodo enti omanfo no empese obetua eto no enti won ani so ade wo esi won ani so me kira on target I esi won ani so a etese wonya no 230 billion Ghana cedis etese wonya no wonya esanse omanfo dodo na entua eto wo de sansemi etuja be na dwumadie bi ekoso JRS 2026 top management retreat so our secondary takrade me kire program atoye mantem ho ena ode sa ensemi ekotuja yenko tie onimonyamfo Anthony Akwesi-Sapon.
Today we have a challenge of about VAT gap, VAT gap of about 60%. That means the potential to collect VAT, we are only collecting 40% when you look at it from the reverse flow. Similarly, for corporate income tax, our data shows a gap of not less than 80%, which means we are only collecting 20% of our potential. So there's a lot of work for us to do, and there's a lot of potential that we can also harness to achieve our target. Closing these gaps require efficiency, consistency, and commitment on a daily, on a weekly, and a monthly basis. Performance, therefore, will be about ensuring that every CD collected is anchored in a sound process, integrity, and fairness that is anchored on the trust we portray and exhibit to our taxpayers.
Commissioner General at the Ghana Revenue Authority, Ora Anthony Akwesi Sapon.
Wasugu swa uche enyumre no Sikka Kase3 Sikka 89.5 FM kasa fide so ya to Kase3 ne so ane de ni chiremu kunsu ewo Asante Mantem ho na temamufo kunsu chiremu agenda 111 hospital achese MPP aben so omo ebesi ya nanka we de nanka almost done 90% chese abana ya de pa achese wasia achese na kapto no brosenka ayarefo ebekomu akwaje ayarese no na abai sesaye ebai a kirese NDC abai ebetena so na kunzufu kiremu efi se NDC abai ba ya contractor bia ni wa wasi sa ayaresa bia na no obia ensi wona fuye pa enwura na etwa hospital no ahia kirese ama imponiama bia ekoso asupiti honom no de ade a ene enya ho kiremu a ho amamfo de hospital no de bra Facebook na be hwan amamfo anemu hospital no room 1 room 2 room 3 ya kire se ho na amamfo ebo be sibira ene ya waya wonamo anu akotu akodonku ya bi na so ya ne la na oni sika wode no ebefa hotel na wode no befa baabia na kire se wawuramu ewo agenda 111 room 7 hono ne hode ya to nyina atai so na wakwa akobuku na kire se ene ya kafrika twa wa ya niam bebre ewo sanso na kwabrane omantampi so a otunu baabia ya be chiri ntire ne wa ena okobo anu na hode yakoshem eno ena kunsufuo kiremu amamfo hihye wi ne niam bebre ewo hono ma kire enso ani kura na mom enkebe yanka Ghana bai enya no anya hihye ho na nka agenda 111 na ewo kunsu no nko omntimi nwie na ayarefo ene wo mo mpeso omkwaje ayaresa ewo hono no omatimi akọ hono makwaje ayaresa omkiremu a eya agenda 111 na nkenya kunsu nko awo ene ebebua no ho kunsu ba na ekrobi oso hwi ba ne dome abrafo nyina ebeba hono mo ababeje ayaresa nanso sese de ade a na nkenya ayaresa bia nke ekwaje ayaresa no eho ene atemamufo no bisa bi nsem a ensese omoye ne niema enswani na kunsu timamufo kiremu a eye kromwafo mrantia ne ompo omawufra mamufro so kura so ba wa eho ena omubehia omakodonkua no omno ayeniema enswani sanso na area boys yinso ebo ano ho de hyemu a omutwini kuha na hospital hono no na ngusie efri hono eba no na timamufo no si we de adabra ka yensa danse yemo eba ya nkampanyimfo nye na omomehe hospital na we de na nka ya wie kura ma doctors and nurses ebem na se die eye agensemo yentie kunsu for
agenda 111 na we get no 80% na abandona no nya ndebe ko eye ni yesle we ya jon gamani ma se yedie aka just 20% pe even ko ni adom na ko no we get ni ma na ya ko se kama 80% da we yesle na se me ya da kunsu no abano southwest ekinya hospital kama
amaka wulem nkorako ahyewfo omukode da galemsefo omukode da ono mo ye niam basa nti mahama wabade a 1 year na watwai yesrew kotojogufo ye bibia ma mabunu na sede be amabunu no ye adwuma ye boye bo machi nyina sao sa ubi adwuma na mabunu nya bi ya galemse kura na ebe brase enye se galemsefo abe bukurum ha ama omo fankwara rofo ndem ehye omo mpra nyense nti mama wabade a megidi era DC ensudi nti na ka je na 1 year
ɛyɛ ade kɛse a ɛbɛma timamufo bɛnya adwuma yɛ na kɛ hwan ha yɛ nti yɛsra aban sɛ saa yɛto aban yɛ change aban a aban bi ba ɔse aban foforɔ no dwumadi odi yɛ ntoa so no ɛsrɛ ɛha yɛ paa nti yɛsra agye na wan deɛ ɛsrɛ ɔmbɛyɛ ma yɛ ɔkɔhwɛ deɛ ɛwɔ soro yɛ a ɛnwu ɛyɛ abɛgye wafa sɛ aban yi na ni firi so a mfie bɛɛ mmienu akyire bɛba na nkusie ɛkɔmu skul na yɛkɔmu nkusibɔ ɛwɔ because si ɛmu ahyase ɛfu
saa agenda wawawa no ɛmu hwee ɛwɔ agena kamuro sɛdeɛ mɔka sɛ na ɛsɛ nti sɛ sɛ yɛkama no te sɛ kaeɛ no sɛ ɔyɛtoa so yɛsu yɛhɛ n'anim
Sinamufo a kunsu afano of mensini wasante mantemu na dia desrede to Ghana mampanyanim se won show na agenda 111 hospital anka almost done ya wie no o meto as na se de agensemo
ya to akase ne so ana mede mu ko emfinfin mantemu ya ko nkrotua bi etese awya abonko krofu krampa krom ano ewo mfifi mantemu ho sa miaye na company bi a lithium company ye from say Atlantic Mining Company ebeji ye ebebie company bi ani di ede awya lithium project no lithium no former goodie ni bi ayete se gold no ene diamond no ayetu no ebi obeji nkrofo nsa sentwitwiri die a wode ye wonfuo edua wonfu die ton enya bi so edi sikagu won botom sani ebe obenya bi dia bo on yere no makonhoma edi bi etia won masuku fees afeso edi bi ayahwe no company ni ba ya obeji wonfu sase no so wode ba be ye wode ba be to lithium no sika wo share won me share compensation a wo share won so obetua no every 2023 be spem senne me ne wo kasai ka pra ya boni mukura no ntua ma won eno na emanfo ene abre esre Ghana aban sai won hye na won ka bi ma won na won sika de da ye ka se betua ma ye je won safe a wode ye won fuo edidua won no ba ye enya sika ndri go mbotom no enne no won saase no na company ne beje ye eti company ne hye aban enka bi ma won na company no entua won sika a ye fence compensation ema won onipa a wode sansem etudwa ayo twetwefo a oda concern our lithium affected people still up ano onimonyafo anase Owura Frank Akwa yenkonkotie ne nsema odi tudwa no ebi
Since 4 December 2023, our ongoing personal project located at Abonko, Kofu, Eweya, Abonko Kulin, Kofu Hospital area, and Kamako have come to a complete halt due to the activities of Eweya Lithium project. For over 2 years, Atlantic Lithium Mining Company has prevented us from continuing our development. Our structures and materials on site are damaged. Our lives have been placed on indefinite hold. Suddenly, up to this point, no compensation has been paid despite our repeated efforts. This failure is a clear violation of Article 20 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, which guarantees the prompt payment of fair and adequate compensation when property rights are affected. As a result, we have been prevented from continuing our projects and are now living in rented accommodation. We are struggling to service loans that were taken to fund these projects. Those of us who are farmers are also suffering because the company has placed a ban on cash crops, which has caused financial hardship for farmers. This situation has caused us financial hardship, emotional distress, fear, frustration, and deep uncertainty. The standard of living has also declined totally. That is very sad. We feel displaced, ignored, and disregarded in the country, specifically Frontman municipality. We therefore have no option but to demonstrate against Atlantic Lithium Mining Company in the coming days. If we are not compensated after this press conference and our impending demonstration, we will go back to site and work, and even that, we will still demand compensation for wasting our time and damaging our structures. Yes, exactly. Yes. Nobody can stop us in Ghana when the time comes. I said nobody. I want to repeat. Nobody can stop us. Nobody. Before resuming work, he will sue Atlantic Lithium Mining Company for damage. We also call on Parliament of Ghana, legal practitioners, chiefs, religious bodies, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice to urgently intervene on our behalf. Furthermore, we respectfully appeal to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Emmanuel Amakofipua, to urgently intervene and ensure that compensation is paid to we the affected people in Frontman municipality. Yes.
Any equity your total for at the mark concern our lithium affected people. Syllab Owura Frank Akwa.
na je say ye be tumrika ye be nanti
ya we nanti nyemrika
ye de make
Sikka FM Yanya enfie edronu 20 years. Hooray! And ye di jumadi chenchenche ebe sheshe so. Jumadi eye fitness walk we na toso ensia meche 6th edition. Jumadi ebe kwaso nyame ya aduma 6 March 2026 eya forfida. No ensia pepepepepepe na jumadi ebe kwaso ewe Sikka FM. Ya bobo anu he ya. Enu nti ye tonsa afre fan club, keep fit club. Ekuokuo sorry suku ankran se obia meka ye ho na nyame ya admo 6 months ye nanti kumase monten so ntenetene ya pomu dwumadie se wo pese obeka ye ho na ye nyina ye bom enante tenetene ya pomu apuso ho matufoi 0243 883210 0243 883210 so person obeso yasene anase sponsorship a ene to puso ahoma trufoi 0557337981 0557337981 beka ye ho na 6 March yentenetene ya pom isanse ahoden anase apomuden ho ehia yie pa
na nensam so na ye gina na de anwure no nsia ka sebo no asie aseda kese pa ebe kwa ma yesamfo akra ofa lasan okonje aboni newsroom adwumayefo nyina reporters ahodo of atomi akoko asense ne wo ahene sanso na kwame ofori aboaje ona bobo ansam nyina no ede ma yamrantie nwaba ma me efumu akafna omunyina aseda kese ebe ko ama wo edem ha de do chinchim fidie no afurumade fa mframam esiwa ono ene da bullet fashion anu DJ bullets social media no so bra Kelvin ono ene da no apadifu akenkanfu a eje peni ene be kenkan anwure no nsia ka se boy edema mo ye nana yaw yeboa bema ba Argentina mini minua
ama sewa ampafo
yes also na CEO edemo atwaso
Sikka FM 89.5. Yes, suma santi.
Binyankopon, na me niani da so. Ma ho kyerem na yi kyerem se dabi akrobato. FM station bia ba aye 89.5 e Sikka. Tie Sikka na beje Sikka. Awade me di o se ye oyo me tie Sikka ena Sikka gete abum so.